Do you ever feel a little slower than you used to? A little weaker? Maybe you worry about falling, or perhaps you struggle to lift the grandchildren. It's an unspoken fear that haunts many of us in our 50s, 60s, and beyond. It's the fear of losing your independence. Because losing muscle isn't just about looking frail. It's about losing the strength to live life on your own terms. It's about sarcopenia, and the worst part is, most of the advice you hear about fixing it is wrong. You've been told to hit the gym hard. You've been told to drink expensive, chalky protein shakes. But if you've tried those things, you might have felt frustrated. Your muscle loss continued anyway. Today, I'm going to tell you why that happened. And I'm going to reveal a powerful truth that can change everything. You don't need fancy supplements or grueling workouts to rebuild your strength. The greatest muscle-building tool is found not in the pharmacy, but right in your kitchen. I'm talking about 5 strategic anti-aging foods that can literally turn off the silent killer destroying your muscle and turn on the repair process, especially at the start of your day. This isn't about dieting. This is about reclaiming your independence and your strength. If you are ready to stop losing muscle and start living a stronger, fuller life, then let's begin. The silent muscle killer, anabolic resistance and inflammaging. We need to address the 2 biggest lies we've been told about aging and muscle loss. The first lie is that losing muscle is inevitable. It's not. The second lie is that the solution is the same as it is for a 20-year-old bodybuilder. It is absolutely not. Your body is different now, and it faces 2 unique challenges that we must overcome. The first challenge is something called anabolic resistance. Anabolic simply means building up, and resistance means your body is pushing back. Think of it this way. When you were younger, if you ate a steak or a protein bar, your muscle cells received the signal to start rebuilding immediately. It was like flipping a light switch with a small touch. Now, due to natural changes in our metabolism, that light switch is much stiffer. Your muscle cells need a much louder, stronger signal to start building. This is why eating the same amount of protein as you did decades ago is often insufficient. Your body requires a higher anabolic threshold just to maintain what you have. If you weigh 150 pounds, you might be getting the minimum government recommendation of 55 grams of protein a day. But research clearly suggests that older adults, especially those over 60, need closer to 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. That is significantly higher than the standard recommendation. We need more, but we also need it to be smarter. Now, let's talk about the second and arguably more destructive challenge. It's the silent killer destroying your muscle right now. It's called chronic low-grade inflammation, or inflammaging. It's a scientific term, but the concept is simple and terrifying. As we age, our bodies develop a low-level internal inflammation that is always active. It's not the type of inflammation you feel from a cut or an injury. It's like having a tiny, invisible wildfire burning inside your cells 24/7. This inflammaging constantly releases inflammatory chemicals called cytokines. These cytokines do 2 horrible things to your muscle. First, they actively break down muscle tissue. Second, they block that light switch we talked about. They make anabolic resistance worse, preventing your body from using the very protein you eat to repair muscle. You see? If you don't address the inflammaging, no amount of protein powder or weightlifting will give you the results you deserve. It's like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain open. So, the solution must be twofold. We need specific, high-quality protein to overcome the anabolic resistance. And we need powerful anti-inflammatory foods to turn off the inflammaging. These 5 foods are the perfect, powerful combination to achieve exactly that. 5 strategic anti-aging foods. The foods we are about to discuss are not exotic or expensive. They are readily available, affordable, and, most importantly, scientifically proven to work synergistically to build muscle and reduce inflammation. Let's look at the first essential food. Food 1. Eggs, the leucine powerhouse. If you think of protein as the building material, you need a foreman to start construction. That foreman is an amino acid called leucine. Leucine is the primary trigger that tells your muscle cells to start building. And what food is arguably the most perfect source of leucine? The humble egg. Eggs are often called the gold standard for protein quality because they contain all 9 essential amino acids in the exact ratios your body needs. But here's the crucial tip for us as we age. You must eat the whole egg. Don't skip the yolk. The yolk contains vital fat-soluble vitamins, like vitamin D. Low vitamin D levels are directly linked to both muscle loss and increased inflammation. So, when you toss the yolk, you're throwing away a key anti-inflammaging tool. Actionable tip. Aim for at least 3 to 4 whole eggs in your breakfast, and make sure you eat them within an hour of waking up. This early morning intake of leucine is vital to kickstart muscle repair after the overnight fast. The misconception about cholesterol and eggs has largely been debunked by the scientific community. For most healthy adults, eggs are one of the most affordable and potent muscle-building foods available. Don't fear the yolk. Embrace it for its nutritional density. Food 2. Wild salmon, the dual action fighter. If you want a food that attacks sarcopenia from 2 entirely different directions, look no further than wild salmon. It is a true dual action fighter. First, it is an incredible source of high-quality, easily digestible protein, fulfilling that need for leucine we just discussed. Second, and most critically, it is loaded with the most potent anti-inflammatory fats available: EPA and DHA, omega-3s. Remember that internal wildfire, Inflammaging? These specific omega-3 fats are like pouring water on that fire. They actively reduce the production of those damaging cytokines that break down your muscle. This simultaneous action, building material plus inflammation control, is what makes salmon a superstar for senior health. Regular consumption of omega-3s is also linked to reduced joint pain, which encourages you to be more active, further compounding your muscle-building efforts. Actionable tip. Aim to include wild salmon or high-quality fatty fish, like sardines or mackerel in your diet at least 2 to 3 times per week. If you rely on supplements, ensure they provide high levels of EPA and DHA, and always check with your doctor. For an easier entry point, canned salmon is often just as high in omega-3s and is a much more affordable and accessible option for daily meals. Try mixing it with a little olive oil and putting it over whole wheat crackers for a powerful lunch. Food 3. Dark berries, the cellular shield. This food might seem surprisingly simple, but its power against inflammaging is immense. We are talking about dark berries, especially blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. These small, vibrant fruits are packed with compounds called polyphenols and antioxidants. Think of antioxidants as a defensive shield for your muscle cells. The aging process causes oxidative stress, which leads to cell damage and, you guessed it, inflammation. The compounds in these dark berries neutralize those free radicals and help put out the fire of inflammaging at the cellular level. They don't directly add protein, but they create the optimal, clean environment for the protein you do eat to work correctly. And here's an added benefit that we should not ignore. The antioxidants in berries are profoundly good for brain health and memory. A stronger body is useless without a sharper mind, and these berries support both goals simultaneously. Actionable tip. Adding just half a cup of dark berries to your breakfast, perhaps mixed with your morning yogurt or oatmeal, is a simple, delicious way to start fighting inflammaging every day. Fresh or frozen, both are excellent sources of these vital compounds. Consider blending them into a morning smoothie, combining them with a high-protein base like Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, which brings us perfectly to our next category. Food 4. Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. Slow-release strength. When we discuss protein, we often focus on the immediate boost. But muscle repair isn't a one-time event. It's an all-day process, especially in the hours between your meals. That's where Greek yogurt and cottage cheese shine. They contain a type of slow-digesting protein called casein. While leucine, from eggs, is the quick flip switch, casein is the slow, steady flow of building blocks that keeps muscle repair sustained for hours. This slow-release mechanism is especially valuable for older adults. Combining a fast-acting protein, like eggs at breakfast, with a slow-acting protein later in the day, or even a small portion before bed, ensures your muscle cells are constantly fed. Greek yogurt, specifically, also provides beneficial probiotics, which improve gut health. And gut health is surprisingly connected to inflammaging. A healthier gut lining reduces the number of inflammatory compounds that leak into your bloodstream. Actionable tip: use plain Greek yogurt or cottage cheese as your base. A single cup of plain Greek yogurt can provide 15 to 20 grams of protein. Always choose the plain, unsweetened versions to avoid unnecessary sugars that promote inflammation. Sweeten them naturally with the dark berries we just discussed, or add a few chopped walnuts or almonds for added fiber and healthy fats. This combination provides a powerful synergy of fast and slow protein, fiber, and anti-inflammatory action. Food. 5. Dark leafy greens, the mineral foundation. You might think greens are just for vitamins, but they are a fundamental pillar for your muscle function and anti-inflammaging strategy. We are talking about spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, the dark, nutrient-dense greens. These greens are rich in two absolutely crucial compounds: magnesium and nitrates. Magnesium is essential for proper muscle contraction and relaxation. If you've ever experienced muscle cramps or twitches, insufficient magnesium may be a factor. More strategically, these greens are packed with nitrates. Once consumed, nitrates convert into nitric oxide in your body. Nitric oxide is a powerful vasodilator, meaning it helps open up your blood vessels. This is critical because better blood flow means better delivery of all those high-quality proteins and anti-inflammatory compounds right to your muscle cells, where they are desperately needed. They also provide a wealth of antioxidants and fiber, which helps keep your digestive system running smoothly, further reducing that internal inflammatory burden. Actionable tip: incorporate dark leafy greens daily. If you struggle to eat them raw, try adding a handful of spinach to your morning eggs, scrambled or an omelet, or blending them into your morning smoothie. You won't even taste them, but your muscles and circulation will thank you. Remember, every single one of these 5 foods is working double duty. They are either providing the essential leucine, or they are actively reducing the inflammaging fire, or, in the case of salmon, doing both simultaneously. These are not supplements. These are strategic muscle-building tools. Conclusion and action plan. You see, reclaiming your muscle strength and your independence is not a mystery or a matter of luck. It's a matter of strategy. You now know the real muscle killers: anabolic resistance and the silent inflammaging fire. And you now have the 5 strategic foods to fight back: eggs, wild salmon, dark berries, Greek yogurt, and dark leafy greens. We are not just focusing on adding protein. We are focusing on creating an anti-inflammatory, muscle-building environment in your body. Let's quickly summarize the single most important action you can take starting tomorrow: the strategic anti-aging breakfast. This strategic meal is your best chance to flip that stiff anabolic switch and begin your day by dousing the flames of inflammaging. Your perfect breakfast must include at least 3 of these 5 components. 1. A high leucine, quick-digesting protein source, like eggs. 2. An anti-inflammatory shield, like a handful of walnuts or a serving of dark berries. And 3. A mineral foundation, such as a cup of Greek yogurt, or a handful of spinach in your omelet. By making this one small shift, you transition from passively aging to actively rebuilding your strength, your health, and your independence. This is the key to living a life where you never have to worry about being a burden. You deserve to enjoy every moment of your retirement, to feel strong, and to have the energy to do everything you love. But strong muscle isn't just built in the kitchen. It's also repaired and restored when you sleep. The quality of your sleep directly impacts the hormones that repair your muscle and burn fat overnight. If you are ready to complete the full circle and conquer the hormonal aspect of muscle loss, I encourage you to watch our next video right now. Click the link on your screen to watch. 5. Bedtime movements. Japanese elders swear by. To sleep deeply and rebuild muscle. Now, I want to hear from you. We are building a community of strong, independent seniors together. Which of these 5 foods was the biggest surprise to you? And what is one small change you will make to your next breakfast? Share your commitment below. Let's do this together. Please remember, this content is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult with your doctor before making any major changes to your diet or exercise routine, especially if you have existing health conditions.